Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and other things shall be added unto you. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That's me, baby. Another day, another Sunday day. I'm just from the church and it's super bright. Like I can barely see without these glasses. Anyways, I'm from church. I went to church. If you don't know, I've been in search of a church because mostly I want a church for my kids. I want my children to be going to church, to know about the Lord, to know about Jesus, to just know the basic church things or basic Christian things or basic religion things. Let me just say religion in short, because religion is so vast, like it's so big, and it's not only Christianity, there are other types of religion. So I've been trying to get a church for my children. One is a teenager, the other one is a toddler. So one has to go to Sunday school because he's a toddler, and the other one, I don't know, depending on the church that I get, can be in service with me or can get like a junior service. I don't know. I decided I should be going to different churches so that I can find the feel, you know, the one that feels like what I'm used to, or the one that brings good vibes, not the one I can relate to. Let me just say that in short, because if I say good vibes, it really sounds so bad, but the one that I can relate to. So the church that I went to today, I liked it before. I've been going to that church before, but the first time I went there, they didn't have like Sunday school. The Sunday school was there, but there was like 2 people, and one of them was my son. So he was pretty bored and he kept on saying, "It's boring." One thing about kids, they just say how they feel, and sometimes you get like a second-hand embarrassment because you feel like you haven't taught them well, because it's not like he's being discreet about how boring it is or how boring he feels it is. He keeps on telling it like to everyone how it is boring in the church. It's so boring. Like my daughter had to stay with him in the Sunday school, and I also felt like that's not you know, it's not good for my daughter because she also came to church, and she doesn't have to stay there with him, but he needed someone to chaperone, and I couldn't do it, so I didn't want to do it, so I told my daughter. So I felt like it's making it a little bit complicated for my daughter. She's not really attending the service, so she's stuck with him, or I will be stuck with him and not attending the service. But at some point he couldn't take it anymore and came to the main service, sat with me, but also felt like it was boring. So I feel like because the reason there was so, like, there were two people Sunday school, like kids, he felt a little bit bored because of that. So I decided to search for more churches. Before I went to that church, I had gone to like 2 different churches, which I didn't feel it the way I wanted to feel it. They were not bad, but I didn't feel it the way I wanted to feel it. And I think I'm going to look for 2 more churches by now. When I'm videotaping, I'm planning to look for 2 more churches around my area. And I feel like, as much as there are a lot of churches here, a lot of people also don't go to church. So also that's something that is making the kids not go to church, the toddlers or the kids. Anyways, I was hoping to get like an African church, but there's no African church. And also, one thing I've realized about African church, because Africa is it's a continent, it's not a country, so the churches also differ or are different depending on which part of Africa you're coming from or which part of the country you're coming from, because even in a country there are also different types of churches. Like, there's like a very big aspect, and most of the African churches here are Nigerian based. You hear African church, but when you go there, they have their Nigerian jokes. I'm not speaking from experience. My friend was telling me she went to this African church. It was nice and all, but she could not get a lot of the things they were talking about because, of course, it's Nigeria related. So as much as it's African, they gotta specify like which part of Africa. So that is another thing that challenges when you're finding a church here. So I've been doing like church reviews, and these are the few churches that I've gone to. And today, like the church I went, I was like, don't they do like offerings? Like back in Kenya, they're like huge containers for offering, or for putting your tithe and offerings. But yeah, I haven't seen, because I've been carrying like offering, and I'm like, oh, no one is asking for offering. I don't see those containers where you put offerings. And I was just reading their this thing that they give, their brochures or something that they give every Sunday, and there's a drop box to drop your offering or check. You can mail your checks to the church, or you can do e-transfer, so there's no cash. I've been carrying cash and going back with it, and I never even asked. I was like, oh, maybe the Lord wants me to keep it or something. So this is one, but I think there's another one. And then again, maybe I've been going late. They have like a budget, like a monthly budget, general offering, which their monthly budget is 15,800, but they even tell you what they got for last month. Like they got 12, so they almost met the target, but they were less with like 2,000 and some change. So in Kenya, I don't think I've ever gone to a church where they announce how much they get. I'm trying to think, but no. No, I don't think they can even do that. Because whoa, money there is kind of private. Mostly in churches, they'll get a lot of backlash if they did something like that. I feel like that's why they will not announce how much they got in a month. But mostly churches where they are living a flashy life, the pastors and the leaders of the church where they are living a flashy life, you'll find that they will never announce, because the backlash they will get is just too much. There are two ducks here. Let me just... I'm by the beach, by the way. This place is so beautiful. I am so thankful that I landed here because it is so beautiful. It's just filled with nature, water. Like, see, I'm just... Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Hi, you scared me. Anyway, as I was saying, look, water, beach, see there, forests. People go for trail walking there. There are so many animals. Today I've seen like 2 sails. Sometimes you see whales and I think dolphins. I've seen things jumping. So if in case, you know the way whales, dolphin jump, I've seen things jumping. I'm thinking it's dolphin. If not, maybe it's whales. The way they jump, it's like they're playing or something. So it's beautiful, covered with nature, and I love it, and it's so quiet. Yes, and it's just like a few minutes from the city. Yeah. Yes. Anyways, as I was saying about, you know, wanting to go to African church. You go there and sometimes it's African, yes, but it's not your kind of African or what you're used to. And I went to, there's a party I went to, baby shower, and there was like, it was more South Sudan, and they go to church there. The party was in a church, and yeah, their way, I didn't know, like I didn't get to like their way of worship and everything because it was not a church day, it was a baby shower day. What I learned when I went there is that the South Sudanese community use that church for their church activities and for their normal church service. They use the church after the normal service, which is maybe from 2 to the rest of the day. So they have asked for permission from that church and they are given the Sunday afternoon to do their services. So they do their church activities, which is related to the South Sudanese culture and traditions and religion during that period. And with that, they are able to experience their culture and their ways of worship even when they are in the diaspora. So you find that like the South Sudan church, okay, I'll not say anything because I've never gone to like South Sudan. I don't know like their way of worship. I feel like it's probably almost similar to us. Also, it depends on the church. Everything is just depending on which church you go to, because there are several different churches. So this is one of the dilemmas. Like if you're a Christian and you're from the diaspora, the dilemma of getting a church that resonates to what you're used to or what you want for yourself or what you can relate to is hard. But in general, going to those churches, apart from you not be able to relate, the people are amazing. They're so welcoming. They tell you things. They ask you, do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know where you can get this if you want this? Mostly if you're new. If you want to know where, like things that are not even related to church, like if you just need any help, they are really... They don't want you to suffer. They can even give you someone to direct you or to help you be comfortable in the new place that you're in. And that one I've noticed with like 3 churches that I've gone to. They really ask me questions like, do you have this? Do you need a car? They even another one asked me if I needed a car. I was like, yeah, by the way, now that you've mentioned, but they arrange for you to just live there's a sense of community, if I might say. And it made me a little sad, like going from one church to another. I felt like I was betraying them, because I was looking for something for my son, not for me. For me, I was comfortable with all the churches I went to. Apart from one, which was anti-gay. They just said something about not accepting the gay community and everything. which is, not getting into it. I just felt a little awkward because for me, I'm pro. Be yourself, be who you are, love whoever you want. So I didn't say anything, of course, but apart from that, and also apart from that, they were so nice, they were so welcoming. And again, you go to a church, you're the only black person. Yeah, there's another one. I met another black person. They were from Ghana. I had met them in the street when they were new, like they were 3 days new here. And then I met them again in the church. So we were three, because it was the husband and the wife. So we were 3 black people, but they treated us so nicely, which I like, the sense of community. But I want to also try one of the African churches to see what goes on there. Also, I want to mention about food, after church food. Some churches offer food, which is good, because most of the time after church you're tired, exhausted and hungry, and some churches offer food. 2 of the churches that I've gone to offer food after service, and also the food time is also the time you mingle and know each other. So during that time it's not like food, but snacks, like little bitings, little cakes and coffee, tea, herbal tea and everything. And that is the time you mingle, you tell people who you are, where you're from, they welcome you officially, and they also tell you stuff during that time. So it's a very good time for socializing and also enjoying some good meal. Like, I've been enjoying food I've never tasted before. Yeah, so you can just bring like something and from your house, I think, and put it on the table. But I've been testing new foods which are interesting, if I may say so. Yes, and I'm being stared. Hi.
Love your glasses.
Thank you.
They're fabulous. I saw them from back there. They just look so good.
Thank you. I love compliments. Oh my God, I love people who compliment me, because I love giving compliments as well. Yes. So, food. Good food, yummy, different, new food in the churches. I think a lot of churches should follow suit so that people can socialize after the service. Also, another thing is the timing of the church. The church takes like 1 hour, 30 minutes. And that is so short. I'm used to 2 hours to 3 hours, or even half a day of church back home. But 1 hour, 30 minutes is so convenient. Like, you just go in and go out. You get what you went to take. The word of God. And then a little singing. Also, our singing is very different. For us, we are drumming and dancing and what. But here, just one church, I've seen the drumming and dancing and shaking what your mama gave you. Here is like hymns and everything. So these are some of the things I miss, like the drumming and dancing for the Lord. The praise. Here is mostly the worship, but the praise of the Lord is praise and worship. So here is mostly the worship, but the praise, dang, I miss that. I miss dancing and singing and clapping. I don't even know if I've clapped in any of these churches. Maybe one, and the one that I went to and clapped probably is the one that were anti-gays and homophobic kinda. But apart from that, it was quite entertaining. Quite entertaining. So that's my church thingy. The challenges we get, but I think in overall the community part, loving one another, being kind to one another, spreading love, spreading the love of Jesus Christ is all that matters in churches. So they are nice churches, different ways of doing things, but in short, it all works. Yeah, I just like it, and I just wanted to share like the things you might endure when you're going to another country, mostly when it comes to religion. This is church life in Canada. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video. If you love Jesus, I know you love this vlog. Share the love, share your experiences on churches, and also subscribe. If you're from the diaspora, also share your experience in finding churches in the other countries, and also you can mention which country you're coming from, and then yes, we can see if we can relate. I'm sure we most of us will, but share your experiences so that other people can see, people who are back home can know what they're dealing with before they come here. It's not bad. Thank you guys. Have a lovely time.